It's 3 a.m. Welcome to the Haunted Banana. What happens when a haunted house is a haunted house? And when we're talking about haunted places, a subject that comes up pretty often is that it just seems to be that certain locations just seem doomed from the beginning. And then they after a few negative instances happen in a location, it just seems like they become a magnet for more negative. And that takes us to Salt Lake City. It's a hotbed for unexplained sightings and unfortunate accidents. That's what I just read off their website. But it's a creepy place, man. And the kicker is, if you're not from Salt Lake City, they actually turned this place into a real haunted house that you can go pay for to go through, and there are paid actors there, and they're paid to scare you. But on top of it, there are paranormal entities that also may be trying to scare you. And there's no shortage of deaths that have occurred in this building, at or around this building. From what I could gather, I found at least 20 people have died here. And the deaths here are not just limited to the factory itself.
The first due area for medical calls. We have actually had a fatality on premise.
You did?
It appeared to be pretty obvious that it was a suicide.
Did you find the body?
We did.
Okay, where was the body?
On the railroad tracks.
It was?
Yeah, the body was in a kneeling position still, and his head actually had rolled about 3 rolls, and his baseball hat was still on.
Can you show me where the body was found?
Right around in this area is where this guy came in. He walked up and literally just got in a hands and knees position and put his neck right on the track.
Just sliced his head right off.
Took it right off with his baseball hat still on.
And here's another one of this, well, really a kid. He's 22 years old, hitching a ride on the Rio Grande Western. This has to be like early 1900s. And same way, I guess he was trying to get off the train at this stop, and as he tried to roll out, well, you can imagine, it says he was ground to pieces. They found his head a little bit further down the tracks, and an arm, and a couple other miscellaneous body parts. But this one's sad. He was just a traveling kid, probably just trying to check out other places. And this is one little thing I found interesting. He kept a diary, and in his diary he talked about all of his travels. I guess he was they kind of refer to him as a hobo. They say a tramp or whatever. That's kind of a dated term, but he was a traveler, and he considered himself a globetrotter, and he wrote about Cheyenne, Wyoming. He said, let me see if I can find it. Where was it? His name was Wes Bain. And these are the kind of deaths that are just, forgotten. And if you're traveling and you're just a kid, people never hear you again. But it's kind of cool I like saying people's names from way back when, because we like to remember those people here at the Haunted Banana. And he had an interesting opinion that he wrote of in his diary of Cheyenne, Wyoming. He said, June 4th, Bain was at Cheyenne, of which he wrote, tough town, shooting all night. And that's just so, Wild West, old Wild West shit. And I don't know, man, I just kind of found that a little romantic. But the address of this building is, get this, 666 West 800 South. And when I first heard that, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a haunted house now, like maybe it's like kind of close. It was like 664 West 800, and you just changed it to make it a little creepier and get better PR for you. But looking into it, no, this was the actual address from the beginning of the building. Whenever it was built in the 1800s, that was the address, 666. And does that mean it's haunted? Does that mean it's a portal into a darker dimension? No. Does that mean it's filled with satanic, demonic entities that are waiting to steal your soul and pounce upon your energy and meet you at the lowest common denominator, at the lowest vibration? No. It's just one thing among many others. All right, now getting to some of the deaths. This place was an industrial hellscape. No safety gear. 12-plus hour shifts. Dust, choked air. Utah's hot and also cold. So just imagine those conditions that you're working in. And when you die in that kind of condition, and you're desperate for money and you need to feed your family, these kind of conditions are almost prime for creating negativity on the way out. Creates a pattern, maybe a ghost, or whatever we're talking about here. And then when you have all these people coming in, doing rituals, and basically that's what we're doing whenever we go there to visit the haunted house, to pay for a visit by actors that are acting there trying to scare us. It's kind of like we're just like opening that door every night, bro. Every night we're opening that door for the paranormal. Are we closing it? I don't know. I don't think so. That's bad for business. This is America. We gotta keep that economy going, you know what I'm saying? People love to sneak into these kind of places, or people that work here love to play Satanist and sneak in. And as I was saying that, I was scrolling through Ghost Adventures, which actually did an episode in this place, I think back in 2014. Well, check this out.
How you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. Chris Porter is a performer in the Hell Silo. This is the book that you found.
Yes.
What do you do here?
I work in the Hell Silo. I play the role of Satan. I would pick out sayings that sounded really like brutal and cool, and I'd announce them.
Do you think that's safe to do?
Well, probably not, because weird things started happening.
What started happening to you?
I started getting like the worst headaches I've ever had in my entire life.
You know that those can be the pre-signs of demonic oppression and possibly possession. You understand that?
Yeah. Oftentimes, people come to these places and they do things they're not supposed to, like open up portals that they don't close, which is basically the whole haunted house as a whole. What they're doing is opening up a portal, and when you have a door like that, you know, especially like this, you're just not going to close it. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, is this kid that was dressing up as Satan in the haunted house found a satanic Bible and was reading some of the verses, literally opening up a portal. I know he's just trying to scare people at the haunted house, but this kid doesn't know any better. And this is what I'm talking about. It's fun. It's fun until it's not. It's fun because it feels like a game at first and it's exciting, but when things actually happen, it's a lot less fun. When they follow you home and affect your health, it's a lot less fun.
That they were doing rituals here. When you started telling me that something followed you home, then I just wanted, you to know that. We ask Erin for her perspective of how this oppressive energy affected her husband.
My husband is a funny, happy-go-lucky, punchy dude, and it was just not him.
They do tours. You don't have to do the haunted house. You know, if you think that's cheesy, you think that's, you know, you're just not into that sort of thing, you could just do a tour of the building, and they were really cool. They, you know, I just hate doing these tours sometimes. I mean, and you know, it's the only place you can. It's the only time you actually. Sometimes it's the only way that you can get into a place. And, you know, without sneaking in, getting arrested and doing all that, which is fun. But they were really, really cool. They weren't uppity like some places you go and it's like, oh, I'm the one that knows the ghosts here. You guys don't know. You're just regular people. They don't do that. They don't big league you. They're really cool. And, it was like more of a conversation instead of just rehearsed lines over and over again, and that kind of stuff, you know, it just gets boring sometimes. And I think a lot of people would agree with me on the tours. I mean, I think, you know, some places like Mansfield State Prison in Ohio, I cannot believe they let you just walk around by yourself. That's so cool. But after visiting, I'd say there's a strong likelihood that this place is haunted. Let's just get that out of the way. Did I witness anything in particular? No. We did like the dowsing rods, that sort of thing. And I don't know about those, man. I don't know. We were asking questions. We were asking questions, and we were getting responses. Like sometimes the rods are supposed to expand, sometimes they're supposed to contract. And I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like my rods were the only ones not doing it. So, you know, the tour guides' rods were moving in and out whenever we asked a question. So sometimes that makes me pause. Not saying it's not legit or on the up and up, but that's all I have to say about that. But if you get a chance to go, if you actually go to the haunted house, people are saying this is like one of the best haunted houses in the world. And you could see they've paid attention to every little detail. No corner has evaded the artist's eye, and every little detail is meant to strike fear in the heart. But on top of that, all the actors that work here, almost every single one of them has a story about seeing a shadow person, feeling the energy, feeling strange energy, feeling that they're being washed. If you are anywhere near Salt Lake City and it's close to Halloween, you have to visit this place. It's 100% worth it. And I know this may be controversial. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I have to do it. I'm gonna give Fear Factory a bone score of 4 bones. That's it for today. Thanks for watching The Haunted Banana. See you next episode.